Good morning, YouTube, BookTube. This is Johnny. I thought I'd make a video. It's Sunday. As you know, on Sunday I'm here alone inside the hermit hut in the vast American wasteland. And it is March the 9th, 2025. It is a Sunday. It is 9:25. Yesterday was 8:25 at this time. We jumped ahead an hour, which always messes me up. So yeah, I thought I'd make a video. I thought I was going to make a video sometime this week because, as I mentioned in my last video, I went to the Gospel Mission thrift store, which is about 5-6 minutes from where we live. And usually I go there at least once a week because they put out stuff every week. And sometimes you find something and sometimes you don't. Well, last week I noticed that they're putting a lot of nonfiction out, which is what I primarily collect. And I told you I found a lot of nonfiction. One thing I found might only be of interest to very few people because these are what we call biblical commentaries on the Bible. Now, I saw these commentaries. Well, first of all, I should tell you about my diary, because that's what this, as you know, my videos for BookTube go into my online diary, Crooked Fingers in Live Journal. I consider my videos in BookTube or YouTube to be a visual part of my online diary. And that's how when I categorize my videos, I put diary. But I'm on page 233 this morning in my paper diary for the year 2025. It is March the 9th, 2025. Outside this morning it's sunny. We're supposed to get in the 50s this week. But that doesn't really mean anything because in March, well, we are in March, it can still be cold in April until May. But we have heard robins singing and we've noticed the birds start feeding each other as part of their mating ritual. And the chipmunks have come out of hibernation. So there are evidences of the coming of spring. So I'm writing in my paper diary this morning. I'm always writing, and I'm trying to finish volume 4 of Dionys Carthusian's commentary on the Devaic Psalms. I told you I wanted to finish volume 4 before I got into the new volume, which I got last week, volume 5 of Dionys' commentary on the Psalms. So I'm not going to start this one until I absolutely finish this one. And I only got maybe left in here. I'm on Psalm 96. I got 4 Psalms to go. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reading Devaic Psalms this morning. I was on Psalm 96. And I haven't looked at Psalm 96. What is it? Now, Psalm 96. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the idols of the nations are idols. That's wrong. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto the Lord, all ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with truth. So I'm kind of curious, and we're reading Psalm 96, what Dionys the Carthusian says on, O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness, fear before him all the earth. So that's what I'll be reading this morning, if I can wake up. So yeah, I went to Gateway Mission thrift store, and I saw these commentaries. And the first ones, I'll just show you, what caught my attention was, it's a series called New Century Bible Commentary. And I first looked at the one on the Psalms, New Century Bible Commentary by A.A. Anderson, Psalm 172. And I looked at it, and it looked pretty academic, kind of dry somewhat compared to reading some medieval commentaries. So I looked at it, and I looked at the Book of Job commentary, the New Century Bible Commentary, the Book of Job by H. Rowley. Now, I collect commentaries on Job, and that's why I also collect commentaries on the Psalms. So that's why I looked at these, and I thought, I don't know. I wasn't. They were going like what you do. You buy. They go for like $2, and you get one free. So I thought, well, I'll buy one, and then I'll get one free, and then I'll buy something else, and get Job. And I thought about it, but I didn't buy them. I bought some other nonfiction books. But when I came home that day, I looked through my Christian library, and I didn't have any commentaries. I thought I had at least one in the New Century Bible Commentary series, and I didn't find any. So the next day I went and I bought all of them. There was 13 of them on this shelf, and they cost me $10. So I bought all of them. So I figured, well, you can't go wrong for $10. And I like commentaries. A commentary like this goes into, the Hebrew. It goes into historical background. It goes into different things that I might find interesting. And you can't go wrong. You buy 13 commentaries for $10, and you might find something interesting among all of them. So I went back the next day, and I bought the ones on the Psalms, and I bought the one on Job by H. Rowley, and then I bought these other ones. And there was two on Isaiah, the prophecy of Isaiah in the Old Testament, New Century Bible Commentary on Isaiah 1 through 39, R.E. Clements. Now, I don't know any background on these scholars, biblical scholars. A couple of names I recognize, but most of them I don't. And but I thought, well, you can't go wrong, so I bought that one, Isaiah chapters 1 through 39. And the other one, Isaiah is 40 to 66, New Century Bible Commentary by R.N. Welbray. So I have two. Now, Isaiah is really important to read. He's one of the most, he's considered like the Gospel of Isaiah. Isaiah is quoted throughout the New Testament, especially around the time of Easter when we contemplate the death of Christ. He there are many chapters towards the end of Isaiah that sets forth the death of Christ, the Messiah. And then there was John Gray, New Century Bible Commentary, Joshua, Judges, and Ruth by John Gray. So I got this one by John Gray. Yeah, I don't really, I haven't read Joshua or Judges and Ruth in a long time. I have a Puritan commentary on Judges downstairs, and I have some other commentaries by a professor I had in seminary on Joshua. And then there was, and these are the only Old Testament commentaries. Now this is not the whole set, but because there's a commentary in the New Century Bible Commentary series in every book of the Bible, and they didn't have all the set. Now maybe I plan to go back to Gateway Mission this week to see if they put any more nonfiction books out. But then I bought Ezra and Nehemiah and Esther by D.J. Clines. And I got that one. So that's the ones I found on the Old Testament. And these are on the New Testament. And I found one on the Gospel of Matthew by David Hill. New Century Bible Commentary on the Gospel of Matthew by David Hill. Yeah, I never heard of him. As I look in the back, most of these are United Kingdom, British scholars. And then I found one by Earle Ellis on the Gospel of Luke. So yeah, I got this one on Luke. I have other books by Earle Ellis downstairs, New Testament studies on the New Testament by him downstairs. And then I found F.F. Bruce on 1st and 2nd Corinthians. I have several commentaries by F.F. Bruce on Luke, on Acts. He wrote a bunch of books, and I have a lot of his books downstairs, F.F. Bruce, but I didn't have this one on 1st and 2nd Corinthians that I can remember. New Century Commentary on 1st and 2nd Corinthians. And then there was R. McLean Wilson on Hebrews. Yeah, Hebrews is one of my favorite New Testament books. So I haven't looked at this because I haven't really studied Hebrews in a long time, but it's a very important book. A lot ties with the Old Testament because Hebrews goes into the high priestly work of Christ, and it goes into all kinds of things that are tied into the Old Testament. So I got that. And then I picked up by E.M. Slidebottom, James, Jude, and Peter, and 2 Peter by New Century Commentary. And then lastly, I picked up Kenneth and Grayson on the Johannine Epistles, New Century Bible Commentary. So yeah, I got all these commentaries for $10, and these on the Old Testament, and then these on the New Testament. Yeah, I was surprised I didn't have any New Century Bible Commentary. I don't know why, but you can't have everything in your library. So So I have another set on the Psalms and Job. So that's what I found. I found another shelf I found at Gateway Mission. I found a whole shelf of Louis Auchincloss, who is a writer that I collect, and I'll show those in a future video. I got a whole stack of Louis Auchincloss. Somebody donated them. Most of them were short story collections, not his earlier novels, which are really hard to find. So that's what I found at Gateway Mission. Not as far as these commentaries. I found other books. I found Louis Auchincloss, and I found a bunch of other nonfiction books. And I found some novels, just a couple. They also sell CDs, used CDs, but I hadn't found anything. Lately, I haven't been able to listen to any music. I did buy last night the new Jason Isabel, was it Jason Isabel new novel, which is him just playing acoustic guitar. He's kind of alternative country, kind of something. He's a good singer-songwriter. I like his voice, and I can listen to it, even though you know I'm going deaf on my left ear. I have tinnitus in my left ear, and it's really bad, so I can't hear. And if I listen, I can't listen to anything anymore, especially music, except once in a while I can listen to music, but most of the time all I can listen to is the buzz in my ear and the wheels spinning in my brain. So yeah, it's a new week. Tomorrow I have to get blood work done because next month I have my 6-month wellness checkup, and my doctor wants to look at my blood and my urine. In some ways it's kind of nice having a retired nurse for a wife, because when I get the results from my blood work, Carol can read them and say, oh yeah, you're doing, your blood's, everything is normal. So in some ways that's kind of comforting, because I always think I'm on the verge of dying because lately I haven't been feeling well, and I think it's because I'm stressed out about what's going on in America, what's going on in our country, what's going on in Washington, D.C. has really torn me up inside and really depressed me and made me super anxious and disgusted and fearful and dread, and it's just, I'm going through the roller coaster and I don't know how to handle it. But we read the Psalm, and I read the Psalms and I read things like I just read this morning. He says, the psalmist says in Psalm 96, he talks about, for the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. It says, oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Verse 13, before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, the people with his truth. Say among the heathen, the Lord reigneth. That's what I'm saying. The Lord reigneth, the world also shall be established. Shall it not be moved? He shall judge the people righteously. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. So if the Lord reigneth, and I know that, then why am I so freaked out and sick inside? Where is my faith? Where is my sense of peace and tranquility? That's why I read the Psalms, and I see the nations roaring, and I see our country just going absolutely berserk. And it says, say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth, the world also shall be established and shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. Where is my rejoicing? Where is my exaltation? Where is my worship? Where is my praise when I am so sick inside and disgusted? Especially when I see around me here in this area, all these Christians supporting Trump, supporting what he's doing in Ukraine, what he's doing in our country, what institutions in America he's destroying, and people around me are just rejoicing, and it just makes me sick. But then I say to myself, oh, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness, fear before him all the earth. I can't seem to reconcile it. I can't seem to get it all together. Then I feel guilty. Then I feel like, oh, I'm such a rotten sinner that I can't be praising Jesus, that Trump is our new president. What is wrong with me? I mean, God knows Trump. God put Trump there as president. He's the ruler of the heavens and the earth. He sets up kings and brings down kings. He rises up nations and brings down nations. He rules the world. He has ruled world history. And why am I not just at peace with God's will? It's just something I'm just torn up about. I don't know what to do. So I get up in the mornings, I read the Psalms, I write in my diary, and I just, it takes everything in me by God's grace and strength to get from one moment to the next each day. I'm always I find I'm on the verge of tears lately. I just weep. There's deep sorrow within me. It's just a sorrow, it's a sorrow. It's a weeping kind of pain, which I've never experienced before. Anyway, that's what's going on here. So I got these commentaries, some on the Old Testament and some on the New Testament. So I can read these commentaries, I can read the Psalms, I can write in my paper diary, I can sit in my hermit hut and watch Rome burn down to the ground. Watch Babylon. Just watching this spectacle. It's like a Roman spectacle, Colosseum. It's just, I just don't know what to do. So that's what's on my mind this morning. And I don't know what this week is going to hold. I've been trying to tell myself to cut myself off from some kind of media. I bought for many years, my laptop downstairs, the battery was dead. So I bought me a new battery for my laptop. It's supposed to come in the mail, hopefully this week. And I'm just going to write on my laptop. And I'm not going to look at anything on the main computer anymore. I'll write my online diary, crooked fingers, on my laptop. And I'm not going to look at any kind of news, any social media, Facebook, YouTube, or anything. I'm just going to focus on getting from one moment to the next, writing in my diary, reading my books, and just cut myself off from, I don't watch TV. I don't watch news in the TV, except maybe weather. I'm not going to even do that anymore. And Carol and I are going to make a pact not to talk about politics. I don't want to know what's going on anymore. I just want to shut it all out, shut down. If it wasn't for Carol, my wife, I would just completely shut down. I would just completely isolate myself from this screwed up world. And I would just force myself by God's grace and strength to get through each day. Because I seriously think we're headed for a world war. I expect any time for China and Russia to attack us full scale. If we give Ukraine over to the Russians, he's just going to keep going. And then when that happens, China will keep going, and we're going to be in a full-scale world war. And can you see President Trump as the commander-in-chief of our armed forces? Can you actually visualize what he will do if we go to war? Can you actually visualize what that will be? And think of all the people he's put in positions of power who are dumbasses. Think of the person he put in the Pentagon, the Department of Justice, the FBI. All these people are incompetent asses. And just think if we went to war with two major world powers and Trump was the commander-in-chief of the American armed forces. Can you visualize the horror? It just makes you sick. So that's what I have to live with as I sit here on a Sunday morning in the hermit hut in the American wasteland. So once again, I just want to show you these books so I can put them away down the lower level. And so I'll sign off. Do pray that the Lord give you grace this week. Have a good reading week. And until next time, bye.